Welcome to Rotu's DragonSoul Hero Review. I will try to objectively rate each skill on its own individual merit on a 1 through 5 star basis, as well as the damage. I will take a short stroll through suggested runes and end with an overall review that includes heroes I use with the hero in review, where I use them, then the final overall star rating, and to cap it off, whether I believe it's worth your time. Let's begin. Up for review this week, Silent Spirit. His white, active skill, Mime 101, The Wall. Creates a wall that blocks 12,650 damage from any damage source trying to pass through it. Additional damage carries over to its intended targets. Has no traits. Silent Spirit is going to create a wall and make his enemies pay for it. The best part of this is it isn't considered a shield. The worst part of this is it isn't considered a shield. It doesn't suffer from the standard setbacks of being a shield, i.e. Elven Torture. Since it also has its own health bar, I don't believe Groovy Druid affects it the same way either. But it also isn't increased either and functions very different. It does pop a wall, and that protects direct damage coming at you, which is great for many attacks. It can, however, be placed backwards and have line jumpers like Ninja and Rabid Dragon. Just ignore it, and AE attacks seem to function unhindered. It doesn't really block very much damage, but it isn't really meant to. Silent Spirit is only the second hero I've ever had White Lock happen on, but unlike Skeleton King, I don't view it as an issue. When his wall drops, he can instantly pop another one, and it isn't tied to his own self-healing. Very nice effect, but since it's so easy to outmaneuver, I rate this as a 4-star skill. His green skill, Tea Time. Gains 7,475 health and 172.5 energy every second for 5 seconds. Has no traits. Wording suggests this skill does not benefit from healing boost, but old-fashioned skill power and expertise do. It's very easy to overlook this skill, but this basically makes Silent Spirit an improved Pixie Queen. I have encountered near unkillable Silent Spirits in Expedition. It would annoy me if it had any DPS to speak of. Because of how potent this skill can be, I rate this as a 5-star skill. His blue skill, Hammer Time. Swings a hammer, breaking the closest enemy's defenses and resolve. Target enemy loses 5 stars worth of health, 690 energy, and 575 armor, and 345 magic resist. Has a magic damage trait and the necrotic damage trait. Hammer Time makes you think of MC Hammer, but it's Gallagher that would really love this skill. This attack would be fantastic on its own, given its ability to make enemy heroes look like watermelons, but you add in the extra drain as well, it's impressive. With so much damage and extra goodies, I rate this as a 5-star skill. His purple skill, Quiet Time, reduces magic resist of all enemies by 575 and silences them for 9 seconds. Has no traits. This skill is diminished in a very small way to me because of Hammer Time already draining magic resist, but this is on a much higher level. The amount this skill drains basically removes magic resistance completely and cripples any magic users for a very long 9 seconds. It's devastating. Because of how potent this skill is and its matchup potential, I rate this as a 5-star skill. The runes suggested are variation of Tree for a 15% health boost, Ocean for a 25% skill power boost, and River for a 20% energy gain boost. I choose to go with the Tree and River. Extra health is always good, and I want the wall up as quick as can be. For major runes, I always go with health, and I added skill power as well. For minor runes, there are modifiers I target: dodge, armor, and magic resist in that order for importance. Then, conservation to get his attacks and his quiet time off as fast as possible, and improve disable for the obvious reasons, and starting energy for his wall. Fury is still good, of course, as is any crit boost and accuracy, but magic penetration actually seems wasted here considering his magic resist stripping attacks. He, of course, has a magic-based basic attack and only one attack with magic as well, so I like to point out he receives no benefit at all from lifesteal, so avoid it if possible. Where do I use Silent Spirit? I do not use him in Boss Pit. I do not use him in Titan Temple. I do not use him in Colosseum, although he may once I level Dungeon Man and can speed up his first wall. I do not use him in Fight Pit. I do occasionally rotate him in for Expedition. He's not my first or even second choice though. I always use him for War. That's what I leveled him for, and that's what I wanted him for. Silent Spirit should be paired with magic users or blinders like Raging Revenant or Ancient Idol, both because of his Quiet Time skill. I've struggled against Silent Spirit and Plant Soul combos enough that it's worth noting. I have replaced Dark Horse with mine, and I like running him with Electrieti, Cyclops Shaman, who helps speed up his wall, and Medusa, who lets him stack up a few charges to defend against a few barrages later on. I find Silent Spirit a little squishy, not to any real detriment, and this may be more of a me thing because he replaced Dark Horse for me, who's a tank's tank. He isn't helped out with no lifesteal, making him really dependent on tea time or someone else's healing. His tender hide is why I favor faster starts and war, where he can charge up, and conservation to speed up his other skills. Mine is also only 4 stars, which affects tanks the most, so mine will improve some. Overall, I rate Silent Spirit as a 5-star hero. If you like Dark Horse, you'll love Silent Spirit. If magic users are heavy in your rotation, you'll love Silent Spirit. I hesitate to say must-have because he may be a little stylistic. If you like the look of him and know where you'd use him, you'll love him though. Thanks for watching. Now, super generic outro. Okay, that's the end.